Hello everyone and welcome to a book review for Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. This is book number 2 in the Alex Stern series. Book number 1 is called Ninth House and this one is Hellbent. Now there will be a third book from what I can see on Goodreads, but it is yet to have a cover and yet to be titled. So I don't know anything about it other than it's tagged as Alex Stern number 3. So possibly end up being a trilogy. This came out, I want to say it was in January, but it came out this year in 2023, and this is told in third person. 99% of this is told from the POV of Alex, is what she goes by, but she's also called Galaxy. This takes place obviously after the events of the first book. Alex has the ability to see ghosts, and so yeah, she does something where she gets in trouble with the law, but they figure out what unique gift she has, and so she is recruited to go to Yale on a scholarship. So it takes place on the grounds of Yale, and she is tasked with having Darlington is the name of this other person. She follows him around, learns about the magical organizations, and kind of what they do, what they believe, things like that in the first book. I'm not going to say what happens in the second book. I can't really tell you what goes on in this book without spoiling anything. Okay, this is what I'm going to say. From this point on, if you have not read from the first book, you really should not be watching this particular review, because I will more than likely say stuff. I will say something that does spoil the events of the first book. So if you have not read Ninth House, get out of this video. But if you have read it, then obviously what I say will not be a surprise to you. But I will not spoil what happens in this one. So with this one, we're following the events that happened in Ninth House. So if you remember at the end of Ninth House, here's your last warning because I am going to spoil. So if you remember, Ninth House ended with Darlington, this guy that she has been shadowing, disappearing. There's a lot of occult stuff, talk of demons and things like that. That does not lessen by any means within this book. I would say it actually goes into more depth in a couple of things. There's a lot more talk of hell and going to hell, opening portals to hell. So the word hell comes up a lot. So I did listen to the audiobook. Now there are like a handful of chapters, like 5 or less. I want to say like 2 or 3 chapters only, where it switches from Alex's perspective to Darlington's perspective. And so because of that, there are 2 narrators. That's the only reason I bring that up. So the person that you're hearing from most when it comes to the narrator is Lauren Fortigang. I'm sure I said that wrong. And then the one when you're in Darlington's perspective is told from Michael David. Michael David Axel is his name. So the audiobook is 16 hours and 6 minutes. I love this. I like the dark stuff. I feel like it could have gone darker, but there were times where it was plenty dark enough. There is a lot of talk of the magic and of the occult. Again, like I said, of opening portals to hell. In this book, you're following Alex as she tries to find Darlington to make sure that he can get home safe. And so it's on a quest of if that's going to happen or not. And that's pretty much it. And in order to do that, they have to go through certain rituals, which are very occult-esque and very dark, and include blood. So you do have I don't want to say really body horror, because it's like cutting the palm of your hand or your wrist, but not in a way to kill yourself, but in a way to just draw blood from your arm or your hand and swipe it on a doorway type of a thing. So that's as far as that gets. I don't want to say more about what this book is about because of how in-depth it is. Now you do get a little bit more backstory into Alex and what she was involved with, and how certain things from the past are starting to rear up and come back to bite her in the butt, so to speak. That these demons from her past she can't really shake and has to confront things and problem solve and things like that. So that's what I can tell you, okay, without spoiling anything. So content, as far as topic warnings, you have animal death in this, and it does get a little more graphic, so do be aware of that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. Obviously, huge trigger. If reading about the occult is triggering or bothering to you, then you probably should not have read the first book, because this is just as dark, if not more so at times, than the first book, and more occult heavy. Okay. Okay, so those are the big topics to definitely be aware of. Now, let's talk about the words and the frequency that they come up, in case you're on the fence with continuing this. Okay, so now I have things totaled. Let's get into the frequency of certain words used. So the following words only come up one time, and that's nuts, like in reference to the male body anatomy. One time is also dick. Orgy comes up one time. The word rapist, now it does not go into depth about someone being raped or anything like that. It's just kind of like, oh, so-and-so could be considered, or so-and-so was arrested as being a rapist, that type of a thing. Let's see. You also have the word hooker, douche, erection, and tramp all come up one time. 2 times you have the word whore. And I hate this word, but I'm going to say it just so that you know, but I really do not like this word. But the word pussy, twice. The name of Christ comes up twice. Sometimes in a religious sense, sometimes not. Maybe not particularly that name, but anyway, I don't really remember. The word come, like basically making someone have an orgasm. And titty comes up twice. 3 times you have the word cock. You have the name of Lord 3 times. And any others? Oh, the word bastard and balls, again, a male anatomy part, all come up 3 times. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to go as far as ascending order. So 4, nothing comes up 4, 5. Okay, so the word bitch comes up 6 times. And then the name of Jesus comes up 7, sometimes in a religious sense. I think mostly not, though. And those are the less frequent words used. Everything else, we are quite a bit, over 20. So the word ass comes up 25 times, and damn 27. As far as damn, it could be damnation, damnable, damned, things like that. So 27 times for that one. And then the name of God comes up 34 times. This one is definitely used sometimes in a religious sense, sometimes not, sometimes in a discussion of do you believe, do you not, the discussion between heaven and hell type of a thing. So sometimes it's religious, sometimes it is not. And then the next word that comes up the most would be shit. That comes up 79 times. And the F-bomb, aka fuck, comes up 99 times. Now, please keep in mind, I could have missed sometimes, so there's always a chance that these words could come up a little bit more, but fuck comes up at least 99 times. The word that beats that comes up 202 times is hell. Now, I will say this, hell is sometimes used as part of another word, like hellfire, hell beast, or just opening a portal to hell. Okay, so sometimes it's used as a place, sometimes it's used as a swear word, and sometimes it's a combination of different things, like a compound word, hell beast, hellfire, hell hangover, that type of a thing. So just so you are aware, that's kind of gives you a bit of the language. I don't remember how rough the language got in the first book, because I did not track things like this when I read the first book. But I thought that was interesting. So those are just some things that I think are interesting. There are definitely some words that come up that some people will be like, if that particular word is in a book even once, they want nothing to do with it. So that's part of why I do this, just so it's out there and you know. So let me know, have you read Ninth House? Did you like it? Have you continued on with this series, or are you like done with this series? Same thing. Have you continued on and read Hellbent or not? And will you be continuing on when, and if it is correct on Goodreads, if there will be a 3rd book, will you be continuing on? Because I certainly will. And this did leave off in what could be where things are tied off, where you can kind of assume what's going on, or you can consider it more of a cliffhanger. It's just one of those types that there definitely could be a 3rd book, but at the same time, it's not it's definitely, in my opinion, ended in a way that it's like, if there was not to be a third book and was only a duology, it would be fine, but you can still question a couple of things. So yeah, I really hope that that is accurate on Goodreads, because I do want to continue on. I want more of my questions answered, but it's not the end of the world if they don't get answered. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on the Alex Stern series, particularly on Hellbent. And yeah, talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I'll talk to you later.